Hello YouTube community, my name is the Jackhammer13, and today we're going to be talking about the channel. Any buzzing you hear in this video or any other video is probably just my computer being picked up by the Yeti. I apologize, not something I can really fix. I could try to make it a little bit less noticeable, but really, who has time to do stuff like that? I sure don't. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. So, first things first, shout out Saturdays. So this does not have anything to do with time management or anything like that. This just has to do with the plain simple fact of it, and that is I cannot shout people out for the life of me. I've tried it numerous times with this video style, at least, that I tried before. It just doesn't seem to work. The 7 or whatever that I posted are going to stay up, but I'm not going to be doing any more of that style. The easiest way for me to do it, and the way that I used to do it in the past, and it worked. I'm not going to change it if it doesn't work. Or I did change it when it worked, but I'm going to go back to it because it did work, and it is something that I can do comfortably. Is when I'm in a game at a random point when there's nothing going on, and I can think of it, just for the sake of the time, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I have nothing else to say, so let's fill this void with a shout out and just say shout out to my boy Glory D. He makes some great videos with NBA, and I love all of his stuff. Go check him out. Link will be in the description below. Alright, back to the game, and I continue. It's easy stuff like that, but it still gets the point across. I couldn't do that with Shoutout Saturdays for some reason. I couldn't get my point across. I felt like I was giving you a sales pitch. Like, come buy our shit. I don't want to buy your shit. So I'm not going to be doing those anymore. It's not that the people that I wanted to shout out don't deserve shout outs. It's just the way that I did it isn't going to work. So I'm going to get them a shout out eventually. Also, I mentioned sometime during the shout out Saturdays thing that anybody who was shouted out on shout out Saturdays does not get another shout out. That's a lot. I'm probably not going to stick to that because there are people in there that I really like. For example, KA6 Scope. I love the dude to death. I've started watching a lot of his stuff recently. When I had done that, I had only watched a couple of things. But since then, I have checked out, I think, 3 or 4 more of his series and watched 2 or 3, I think, all the way through. And the other one I'm sort of working on right now. Or the other 2, depending on if it was actually 2 or 3. Whatever the case, the dude's great. I freaking love him. He almost quit YouTube not too long ago. And I was almost scared that that was going to be a thing, but he came back, and I'm glad that he did. I left a comment on his channel talking about that, but that doesn't really matter. Duels to the Roses. I have 4 or 5 episodes that need to be edited a little bit more, make them look a little bit more polished. They're not going to look the best because I don't have my best software yet. I have Adobe Premiere with me, but I don't have it on this computer. Simply because it's a laptop, and the performance on this laptop is not the greatest, and it's a one-shot deal when it comes to Adobe, and I guess anything nowadays. You only get one download on the disc instead of being able to download it multiple times, which makes sense if you're trying to make more money, but doesn't make sense to the consumer if they want to use it multiple times, obviously. I mean, that's just how stuff works. So I'm waiting till I get either a high-performance laptop or a desktop that will be able to edit better, and I don't have to worry solely on the fact that this is the only thing I have, if that makes any sense. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm waiting until I have a better laptop or desktop to do stuff on, so that the amount of stored information, the gigabytes and stuff like that. I don't know how to speak computer, screw it. Number 3, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. I mentioned this sometime, I think episode 10 or 11 of Duels to the Roses. Excuse me, but I'm not thinking about doing that series, at least not now. The gameplay itself I was getting kind of tired of. The story that it was going on I didn't really like, and I was losing an awful lot for some reason. The computer just got like a sudden increase. It suddenly spiked, and I was just like, God dang, this is hard. So it was either because I was being wimpy and just didn't want to do it, being whiny and just didn't want to do it, or simply for the fact that the game just wasn't appealing to me at the moment. I might come back to it It's canceled-ish, postponed maybe. I don't know what the word is for it. But I will be getting back to Duelist before I can do anything else, obviously. There's a new series that I'm going to be trying out. I don't know if I mentioned that in this video. I don't think I did, but I'm going to now. I've done so many takes of this because for some reason I can't words today, or any day for that matter. But the new series is going to be released on Tuesday of next week. We're going to have one episode. And I'm going to try and space it out through the rest of that week until Saturday, or maybe Friday. I might have a double upload on Friday. And I used my headset mic, this one right here. And I don't know how the quality is. I've listened to it a little bit, and it sounds okay, but not Blue Yeti quality. Sadly, I could not use the Blue Yeti for that. I think I know what I'm going to be doing next time, and it's going to make me sad because, well, I have to get rid of the sound on the TV. I have to mute the TV, basically, so that you guys can get the sound, not have the Yeti sort of reverberating that sound back to you, because it picks up anything in this room. The whirring of the computer, I either mentioned that in this one or earlier in another one, but that is picked up, and that's the buzzing you'll hear in the background every now and again. And then in my Duels of the Roses videos, I actually had at times when they picked up some noise from the kitchen, so I have to close my door now. And acoustics, gotta love them. We're actually kind of learning about that in physics now, so maybe I could figure out how to make wavelength. No, I'm not going to try that. It's too much work. So yeah, that will be coming out next week. Kind of just going to poll you guys on how you like that series or that genre of stuff. If you don't want to see that, I won't do any more of it. At least not for now. I might come back to it later on just because I want to. I like the game, but I've got other stuff that I can work on now. If I have nothing else to work on, I'll come back to it. But if you do like it, which I'm kind of assuming a lot of you guys are going to, I'll play through that game, and it'll be fun. Everybody's going to have a good time with that. So, Duels of the Roses main playthrough. The other one's going to be a side playthrough if it even happens to go past those 5 episodes I recorded. And after that, some games that I'm going to be getting for Christmas are going to be on the list. I don't know which ones I'm going to be getting, how many of the games that I wanted to get I'm going to be getting, but at least 1 or 2 of those games will be able to be played. And then that will culminate into the release of another game that's coming out next year, which is going to be great. I love it. If I had an Xbox One, I'd also be doing the Halo Chief Master Collection right now. Master Chief Halo Collection right now. What? Halo Chief Master? Is that really what I said? Whatever. Which had all the games in the main series. I think 1, 2... Well, it's not really 1, but what do they call it? God, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, and then I think Halo 5 is coming out soon. And I also have Reach, so I could just go buy a new disc of Reach because the one I have is broken, and I could play that too. I wouldn't be playing ODST or the other game that they did. Its name escapes me. That's like a MMORPG or something like that. MMORPG first-person shooter or something like that. I don't know what that actually was. I think it's like Halo Wars, something like that. But I'd get into that series and just play a little bit of it. I don't do a lot of multiplayer. But I did have one game that I think I saved. And if it's still saved on my Xbox 360, I will commentate over that. Or maybe I'll just give you guys the footage, because it was a really good game, one of my better games. And really good for me is probably on par for a lot of you guys out there if you're good gamers. So I'm just not an FPS shooter kind of guy, first person shooter kind of guy. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that I've got to say. I don't think I've got any other topics. If there's anything else that you guys are wondering about, either personal or with the channel, or just wanting to talk for whatever reason, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I love feedback, and I've gotten a few things recently that have really made me happy, and I love it. It's great getting to see people actually talk to me, and I'm not just some random dude on the internet making videos for no one to watch. So it's going great. I love it. I've had problems in the past trying to keep motivation, but I think now I'm starting to sort of click with it, So my name's the Jackhammer13, and I'm signing out. I will catch you guys in the next video of whatever it is that I end up uploading.